All right, welcome back. Okay, so for the start thinking activity, you need to build an inequality based on the situation. So let's think about this. A classroom should have no more than 22 students. All right, so what does that mean? That means that the maximum amount of students that a classroom can have is 22. All right, so whatever number of students are in the classroom, it's got to be 22 or less. All right, I'm gonna go put my inequality symbol because whatever expression I'm gonna put on the other side is got to be less 22 or less, theoretically. All right, so a math classroom meets this requirement after two students transferred into the class. It still meets the requirement. All right, so a math classroom meets this requirement. So the math class is already meeting this requirement, and we don't know how big the math class is. It could be 5 students, it could be 10 students, it could be 7 students, but we do know that with the additional 2 students, it's still under 22. All right, so I'm just going to say X is going to represent the class plus 2 new students, and we're still meeting the requirement. All right, so that's my inequality. Part 2, write the inequality that represents this situation, solve it to find the possible number of students in the class before the 2 students transferred. Okay, so I actually already did the requirement. So all the possible answers could be 22. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. 22, and I'm actually going to go down to 1. Um, oh, wait, I'm sorry, before the class. So, no, it can't be 22 because if it was 22 and you added 2 more, it'd be 24. So the max would be 20. So you have anywhere between 1 and 20 students in the classroom before the 2 additional students. Wishful thinking, right? All right. Blast from the past. Solving algebraic equations. Think back to when we solved algebraic equations before break, okay? So if you think about when we did algebraic equations before break, I'm not too concerned about understanding the terms addition property of equality and subtraction property of equality. But I really want you to hone in on the word inverse operation. All right, that's something key you need to remember, and it just simply means to undo or the opposite. So on the additional property of equality, -2, the opposite, the inverse operation of minus is addition, and I do that to cross them out, to get rid of it, to try to get that x isolated. And if I do it on one side, I have to do it on the other side. Math is a balance. You change one thing, you gotta change the other thing, like ratios and fractions. And then if I do the inverse operation, I come out with a solution of 8. And then for the subtraction property of equality, once again, I'm not concerned about the terms. I'm more concerned about the word's inverse operation. So +2, I'm going to take away 2. -2, -2 on both sides. And that gets rid of that. It gets my x isolated. And then I take away 2 from the other side. And my solution is x equals 7. Okay? And so why am I showing you this? So if you notice, addition property of equality, equal sign. Additional property of inequality, an inequality symbol. Subtraction property of equality, equality keyword again, equal sign. Subtraction property of inequality, an equality symbol. But the rules still same apply. You have to solve an inequality, you must do the inverse operation. So if you look at these examples real quick, and we'll do this in examples after this video. So if I have I'm not too worried about the numbers. Let's go look at the algebraic. So I have x minus 4 is greater than 5. Okay, so inverse operation of -4 is going to be +4. And do it to both sides. These cross each other out. And then I'm left with 5 plus 4 is 9. All right, x is greater than 9. And then remember, open circle, because x is not included. Or I'm sorry, 9 is not included. And since x is greater than 9, I'm going to shade to the right. All right, now, whereas the subtraction property, I have x is greater than 1. I'm sorry, x plus 4 is greater than 5. I'm going to take away 4 using the inverse operation. plus positive. The inverse operation addition is subtraction. Right? I can get rid of those two 4s. I now have my x isolated. And so now I have 5 minus 4 is 1. All right, so my inequality would be x is greater than 1. And open circle, and since x is greater than 1, I'm going to shade to the right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and then we'll start the examples.